In this video we want to look at exercises 109 and 110. We have in each of the problems you have graphs of f and g shown there. And for 109 we're given that h of x is f of g of x. And then that s of x is g of f of x. And so we want to find h prime of 1 and s prime of 5. Well, h prime of x we'll find using the chain rule. So we'll want the derivative of the outside, which is f prime, leave the inside alone, which is g of x, times the derivative of the inside, which is g prime of x. Then we specifically want h prime of 1 for 109, so that'll be f prime of g of 1 times g prime of 1. So f prime of g of 1. To evaluate this, we first need to know what g of 1 is. And so we go over to our graph, and g of 1 is going to be 4. And I'll draw those axes in clearer so that you can tell easily. So g of 1 is 4. Then f prime of 4 is asking for the derivative of the f curve when x is equal to 4. And when x is equal to 4, you can see that the slope of that whole line segment along there is just negative 1. So f prime of 4 is negative 1. G prime of 1 is going to be the slope of the g curve when x is equal to 1. And I believe that you can tell from negative 1 to positive 3, the slope there is negative 1/2. So that means h prime of 1 would be positive 1/2. In problem 110, h prime of 3 would be f prime of g of 3 times g prime of 3. We're going to use the second set of functions for that. So what we're looking for in the second function is g of 3. That's the first thing. And g of 3 appears to be 5. So we need the slope of the f curve when x is equal to 5. We'll put that green dot at x is equal to 5 on the f curve, and you can see that the slope there is positive 1/2. So f prime of 5 is 1/2. G prime of 3 would be positive 1. The slope of the g curve when x is equal to 3 is 1. And so in both cases for h we get a slope of 1/2. Next, we're told that s is equal to g of f of x. So s prime of x will be g prime, leave the inside alone, f of x, times the derivative of the inside, f prime of x. Now if we want to find for problem 109 s prime of 5, then that will be g prime of f of 5 times f prime of 5. So we need three things here. We need f of 5 first, and I'll erase the points that are on the graphs already. F of 5 is the value of x, the value of f when x is 5. And that would be 6. So we need the product of g prime of 6 times f prime of 5. G, when x is equal to 6, notice that there is a sharp turn at that point, and so g prime of 6 does not exist. And so when any one piece doesn't exist, the whole thing does not exist. So we say that D and E does not exist because g prime of 6 does not exist, and we stop at that point. We'll go on to part B in 110, and there we're looking for s prime of 9, and that should be g prime of f of 9 times f prime of 9. So the first thing we need in the second graph is to find f of 9, the value of the f function when x is equal to 9, and that's going to be 8. So we'll need g prime of 8, the slope of the g curve when x is equal to 8, and you can see there that the slope is negative 1. Then we need f prime of 9, the slope of the f curve when x is equal to 9, and you should see there that it's a positive 2 slope there. And multiplying those out, we'll get a slope of negative 2. And that does it. So we're using the graphs to identify slopes and to identify values of the functions so that we can plug them into the various pieces and to evaluate the chain rule using them. So that'll do it for problems 109 and 110.